All right, I wasn't going to do a video on this, but it's my brain. I don't know what to do. Here's our list of this year's PGA nominees. That's the Producers Guild of America, and every year they pick 10 movies. Last year they went 10 for 10 with the Best Picture lineup. That rarely happens, so I'm expecting maybe 9 or 8 or 10. These are expected. Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez. Those are all pretty much locks for Best Picture. Then you have A Real Pain. A Real Pain was not a lock for Best Picture. We'll get back to that in just a second. September 5. What is going... September 5... It's been absent for a month, and all of a sudden it comes back and says, "Hey, it's me." Where you been, dude? Look, I don't think September 5 is a terrible movie. I like September 5, but while you're watching it, you can feel that it's kind of like an Oscar Beatty type film. It wasn't as exciting as I wanted it to be. It just feels like a very boring choice for Best Picture, but it made PGA. And the other two movies, obviously, The Substance, which is a lock. Anyone saying it isn't, they're lying to you, and Wicked, which is also a lock. And so, the two movies here, September 5 and A Real Pain. And I said for a while that A Real Pain was in for Best Picture. Lately, it's not been as concrete. Frankly, it's been on the outside looking in. And I know it did well at the Globes, but it missed Critics' Choice and BAFTA. Like, that's a big deal. And because some other movies did a little better at BAFTA, some other movies have made a bit of a resurgence or a surgence as of late. I thought Sing Sing would be not a lock for PGA, but it's one of those movies that almost has to get on for me to feel really confident about it. And lately, I felt more confident about Sing Sing. Missed the Globes, missed PGA, missed out on Best Picture in certain places where I thought for sure it would get a nomination. And if we look at Nickel Boys, which is a movie that I thought over all of these for a while would be good to go, it probably at this point is on the outside looking in for me, because Nickel Boys, I mean, just think about Oscar nominations in general where Nickel Boys is going to get in. And the one place I thought it could get in and be secure there was cinematography. Look, I wasn't a huge fan of the POV decision, but you have to admit it looked great. It was definitely a choice, and it feels like a choice that could resonate with a lot of viewers. But we also got the ASC nominees this morning. This is a massive precursor for cinematography. If you're not on here, you're not going to get an Oscar nomination. Those movies include Nosferatu, which, by the way, if you're looking at what Nosferatu had to do to get a surprise Best Picture nomination, it probably needed PGA. So that's the biggest boot in today's video. Nosferatu, it's not getting in for Best Picture, which I hate. Makes me sad, breaks my heart. Wicked, The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Maria, which came out of nowhere, and then A Complete Unknown. And I'm like, all right, look, I like that movie a lot, but cinematography? Really? Nickel Boys needed that, because at this point, it feels like the director lineup, the top 4 are set. The 5 spot is either going to be Denis or Coralie. I don't think there's room for Ramel Ross. And I'm looking at some of these other categories, and I'm seeing a movie like September 5, that could get in for screenplay. And that's a big, all right, well, if that gets in for screenplay, which would be just like, what are we doing? It could get in for editing. Like, I can see September 5 getting Oscar nominations. I can't see that for Nickel Boys. And so, I know it's early. Oscar predictions video is not coming out for a bit, but I think I'm out on Nickel Boys, guys. And it's a great film. It's a beautiful film. The only thing I didn't love was the POV style, but it's just not getting the love in all of the various categories. So we're down to A Real Pain, September 5, Sing Sing, all fighting for those last 2 slots. At this point, I don't know what to remove, because all of them have missed in various places. All of them will get snubbed in numerous categories, but some of them will surprise us. We know the lock, obviously, for A Real Pain, and that's a pretty big lock, because Kieran Culkin, he's going to win, right? And that is a big, not necessarily historically a boost for its chances, but in a year that's so tight, and we don't know who's going to go where or what's getting nominated for Best Picture, you need something. I think that gives A Real Pain a leg up, right? Sing Sing, we kind of needed this PGA nomination. That was huge for it. It's had a fairly good week. It's had a fairly good run lately, trying to get back on track, and A Real Pain's been, frankly, kind of absent over the last little bit. September 5 has been absent over the last month, but they're both here. And Sing Sing's not here. And so, and you know, historically, it's more likely to go 9 out of 10 than 10 out of 10. So I want to put Sing Sing in, but what movie do I put Sing Sing over? Do I put Sing Sing over September 5 or do I put it over Real Pain? Right now, I'm leaning toward putting it over September 5, but if September 5 gets a screenplay nod, my brain's gonna blow up. The ASC nominees were telling. I mean, Nickel Boys missed a massive lineup. Like, that's a lot of movies for it not to get it over. And that was one of its, you know, it's kind of got to get in there to have something other than Best Picture. And you rarely see a movie get a Best Picture nom that doesn't have much else going for it. That's what I'm saying. And so, God, A Complete Unknown, it's just a juggernaut this year, man. It's made it in everywhere for Best Picture. And then getting an ASC nomination for cinematography. Like, what? As much as I want it to be challengers, there is a slot in screenplay for it to grab. As much as I want literally anything else, no, that's not true. There is a slot in editing for September 5 to grab. If it gets both of those, it's your 10th and final slot for Best Picture. It just is. And it feels like voters are really leaning toward that film. So I can't sit here and tell you today that Sing Sing is definitively in over that. I just can't do it. I think A Real Pain has the best odds of the three. Sing Sing in September 5. I mean, there's so many ways this could go. Me stressed. You what? Here's what I will say, just kind of looking at what these movies have missed. September 5 has missed the most lists, right? AFI, NBR, CCA, HCA, BAFTA. September 5 missed all of those. Nickel Boys, not as many. NBR, HCA, BAFTA, PGA. And I do think PGA is a big deal, maybe a bigger deal than some of those others. And then you look at Sing Sing, missed the Golden Globes, missed the BAFTA list, missed the PGA list. So if we're just strictly going off of that, Sing Sing is in better shape than those other two films. So again, I'm striking Nickel Boys off my list. I know it's early, but I'm doing it. A Real Pain, though, only missed CCA and BAFTA. So I think I'm sticking to my guns here. A Real Pain is looking better than Sing Sing in September 5. Sing Sing and September 5 are both fighting for that last slot. September 5 has missed the most lists. I would say Sing Sing has missed maybe more important lists. And so what do you weigh in your mind? Which one is more important? What do I weigh? I'm not telling you that. That's none of your business. More than I did before my wife had a kid. Oh, and in case you're still curious about Nosferatu, let's see. It showed up on none of those. So again, I love that movie, but it's not getting Best Picture. It's done. It's cooked. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I wanted to make my Oscar predictions video tomorrow. That's not happening. I don't know, folks. Where's your heads at? Mine's up my ass. I don't know. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with more PGA confusing. Austin, I'm gonna go cry.